busyness replaces awareness on many things. It replaces awareness to the society we're in and how we view success as being well off, making a lot of money, right? It's how most people view success, and it really shouldn't be that way. I believe success should be viewed as you have enough money to have the financial freedom to have however many experiences that you can. Most people are like, I'm gonna work really hard and then I'm gonna get this job and then I'm just gonna keep making money and live a good life, even though that job is taking a significant chunk out of your life. And it's crazy to think that there's people that are working 2-3 hours a day and they're gonna make more than someone makes in a year in a week or a month. All to say, you're kept busy with all these different things, and it's like the reason you're kept busy is so that you're not questioning anything, so that society can just keep running, even though the ones near the bottom are really struggling. The ones at the top are, of course, benefiting most. You're stable, you have a job that pays well, so you're good, even though that stability requires being highly dependent on this singular job, which, especially considering AI, there's so many jobs that are going to be lost in a couple of years that you just studied years in order to be able to attain that job. You're just sold on you get your degree in this thing and then you're good. You don't need anything else. For a lot of jobs, that is true. They can't be outsourced by AI, but for the latter, cannot say the same thing. And you're on this grind to reach the top, and it's a never-ending grind, but are you really the one that's benefiting from that grind? Never being satisfied with the amount of money you have. I feel like that's good short term, but for those that have found that as a way of living now, the people that are getting the most benefit out of that is the ultra wealthy people will always be getting the most benefit out of you. And it's like, of course, it's not to say don't be ambitious. It's more so don't let yourself get used like that. And then there's lifestyle inflation. And by that, the more that you make at a job, it doesn't even have to be a six-figure job. Just like say you start getting paid more somewhere, even if that's a minimum wage job or anything. The more you make, the harder it is to leave, even if you do want to leave. And my point with that just being like, people that are in power have learned that they can give you just enough to keep you where they want you. And that's not just for jobs, that's for anything, anyone that has a position of power in many different dynamics. And far too many people value keeping up an appearance with others that genuinely don't care about your life at all. Most people care about themselves. They'll go over their budgets, overspend, whatever they can do in order to make it seem to others like they have all of these assets and this is how they're doing. And sure, you can make some people jealous, but at the end of the day, unless you can sustain something like that, the only person that you're hurting is yourself. I feel like a lot of people don't actually like their work unless you're in something that's fulfilling, something that's, whether it's helping people or helping someone in some way or doing something that's entertaining. You just like the fact that that work gives you money. And not a lot of people are going to be honest and say that I only do this for money for some jobs. I'm not sure if this came off rambly. It probably did come off quite rambly. I'm not experienced at this yet, but my whole point was to go into the topic of if you don't want to stay in this system, then the only thing you can do is you have to build something outside of your job that's able to give you that income. It may take a while, but once it gets to the point where you can now have that as your job, I feel like that's a big goal to aim for, and more people should strive to do that. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. You trade time for the predictability, knowing exactly when you're going to get paid. You could even love your job, though I feel that's the minority. There's the entrepreneur, which if you're an employee and you're trying to become an entrepreneur, then it may take more work, but probably be better because you're trading that stability of getting paid however often. You're trading that for the chance at autonomy where you can decide how things go and how things run and be capable of making significantly more than you would as an employee for for most jobs. There are those that invest, which you should be investing. Like, as long as you have some money, you should be trying to invest. Money will grow much more than it would just sitting in your bank account. And then there's athletes. Entrepreneurs, investors, athletes, for the most part, they're making most of the money, and then the rest of the people are just getting scraps in comparison. Many people just choose to stay blind to it and continue as usual. My whole point of this was just to ignite some discussion. Maybe you feel differently, but just that we're made to feel comfortable and we're just kept in this cage. We truly have human zoocosis. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this ramble, rant, whatever